Please give it up for Kwasi Mensah. Warm round of applause, if you please.
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? All right, great. So I actually went to college here. I went to college in Pittsburgh. Go Steelers. Okay, you guys are not excited about the Steelers. That's fine. No, going to college here made me a Steelers fan, which doesn't do me any favors in Boston at all. Like I remember I was riding my bike in Boston, and I have like a Steelers drawstring bag I wear when I'm riding my bike, and there's a car behind me that's pissed that has to wait behind me, and so it yells, "Fuck Ben Roethlisberger!" And the thing is, the best thing I could think of was, "I'm not a teenager!" Good, I was gonna see how well you guys are gonna react to that. It's gonna take to see how the rest of the show goes. No, I live in Boston, went to college in Pittsburgh, but I'm from New York originally, New York City. Anybody here from New York? Okay, oh, where in New York are you from?
Just Long Island.
Long Island? It doesn't count. No, you probably have like a house, a front yard, a dad, you know? No, I was born and raised in New York. I was actually just back in New York. It was my mom's birthday. She was like she asked like what I was gonna get her for her birthday, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna come home for a week and you get to cook all my food. And she's like, I would have taken a spa day. But no, my mom is great. I do the thing every time like it's my mom's birthday or Mother's Day, I put a picture of my mom online, and all my friends were like, oh my God, she looks so great. What's her secret? How many people here know the phrase black don't crack? Okay, couple people, it's fine. You got one person up here with the asymmetric haircut, so you know she's woke. The rest of you I'll explain, because you all look like you put kale in your mac and cheese. But no, black don't crack is this phrase that black people age really well. So a lot of times people can't tell how old a black person is. So it's like our blessing and our curse. You know, like I'm gonna look like I fit the description until I'm in my 70s. So my mom's the perfect example of black don't crack, but physically, but not mentally. Like physically, my mom gets carded when she goes to the liquor stores. Mentally, my mom has 3 different Instagram accounts, because every time she forgets the password for one, she just starts another one. It's like she tries to sign in, it doesn't work, and she's like, who am I to fight God's will? But no, I actually come from a long line of very strong women. My mom raised me by herself in New York City. My grandma, her mother, was one of the first female police detectives in Ghana, West Africa. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. No, I remember like 1960s Ghana was super corrupt, super dangerous. I'm like, my grandma's a hero. So I remember in high school, I wanted to write a report on her. So I call my grandma and I go, Grandma, what was your favorite part of being a police detective? And without skipping a beat, she goes, the bribes. And so my grandma keeps telling me about like all the crazy shit she saw when she was a cop. And halfway through, I'm like, wait a second, Grandma, you got all this extra money because you literally know where the bodies are buried. And you've been sending me $5 checks on my birthday? And guys, that's the story of how I got a PlayStation 2. No, I was born and raised in New York. I had this problem growing up though where people couldn't pronounce my name, my full name, Kwasi Mensah. So I had this perfect plan to fix it, perfect plan. How many people here are Catholic? Oh, that sounds. Oh, right, I just realized, this is not a good time to answer that. This is not a good time. Oh, to be fair, I live in Boston. In Boston, are like, we've made entire movies about why we don't talk about that around here. Okay, for the one Catholic in the room. No, there's this thing in Catholicism called confirmation, whereas you become old enough, you become adult in the eyes of the church, and you get to choose your name in the eyes of the church. And the problem is you do this when you're 14. When you're 14, you're not nearly responsible enough to choose a name for yourself. I remember my pastor was like, you're an adult now. I was like, adult? I just learned I could touch myself. My life just began. But this is when my pastor actually came through for me. My pastor actually came through for me. I was going to choose the name Tom after St. Thomas Aquinas, the nerd of all saints. And this is when my pastor was like, all right, Kwasi, are you sure you want to go around having people call you Tom? I'm like, yeah, I think it'll work. It'll be great. And it's like, you sure you want to be this big black kid in the Bronx and have people call you Tom? I'm like, yeah, it'll be great. And I was like, before you do that, there's this book that you need to read called Uncle Tom's Cabin. No, I'm great. I'm glad you guys got it. You caught up to it. It's fine. In Boston, that joke has 3 more minutes to it. But no. But no, so my girlfriend, I've been dating my girlfriend Sarah for about like 5 years, almost as long as I've been doing comedy. And it's been great seeing like her progression of what she thinks of it. Like 1 month in, she's like, oh my God, that's so sexy. And then 3 months in, she was like, stop talking about your dick! And actually, so she doesn't actually come to a lot of my shows anymore. And actually, she doesn't. But it actually works out better because the last time she came out to a show, on the way there, we got into a fight about parking or something stupid on the way there or whatever. And I get on stage, and I try to tell a joke about it, and it doesn't work. And it's fine. A lot of times stand-ups will try to tell a joke, it doesn't work, move on. What a lot of stand-ups don't get is they try to tell a joke, it doesn't work, then have the subject of the joke walk up to them and go, you fucking deserve that. No, Sarah's great. We're both 31, and we're both starting to do weed again. And you can tell I'm new to it because I call it doing weed. Although in Massachusetts, it's legalized. So now I don't have to worry about getting arrested for it. And my girlfriend Sarah is white, so now that it's legalized, she doesn't have to worry about seeing me get arrested for it. But it's interesting doing weed in your 30s because you do it way differently than you did in your 20s. Like for example, I remember I came back from doing a bunch of gigs. I come back home and Sarah smoked up and she got the munchies. But instead of eating something unhealthy like chips or Doritos or something like popcorn or something super unhealthy, she just decided to make herself a fresh blueberry pie. Okay, I don't think you guys are fully appreciating this. She made the crust. She made the filling. She put it in an oven, all while obsessing over which sister from the TV show Charmed would have been her best friend in real life. Piper, by the way. Piper. No, growing up in the Bronx, it was funny because I actually used to get made fun of by the other black kids in the Bronx. I used to get made fun of for being like too dark, for being like too African. Like I remember 3rd or 4th grade, Lion King had just come out. And it was a multicultural day at school. So I come into school wearing my African kente cloth. And the kids at school are making fun of me. They're like, Kwasi, where's your lion? And I remember being, my lion's as real as your dad. And then we high-five because neither of our dads were around. Oh, you guys love your dads, yeah? Although, no, I remember college is when I realized I made my first truly white friend. I had met white people before college. It wasn't like a ghost and I was like, oh my God! Growing up in the Bronx, our idea of like the white kid in our neighborhood was just the pale-skinned Puerto Rican. And so I remember it was orientation week at Carnegie Mellon, and it was and everyone's away from home for the first time, so everyone's a little scared, right? And I'm making a good conversation with this kid, Colin from New Orleans. But then he does the whitest thing I've ever seen in my life. We're in this barbecue line. He gets a hot dog bun. He gets a hot dog, then gets a spoonful of mayonnaise, and then puts the mayonnaise directly onto the hot dog, and I lose my goddamn mind! I'm like, in the Bronx, they tried to prepare me for white people shit. They did. They prepared me to have necklaces. They prepared me for Dave Matthews Band. But nobody prepared me for mayonnaise right onto the fucking hot dog. Although I told that joke once, and this black lady in the back stands up. She's like, I put mayonnaise on everything. And then I was like, I hate sweet potato pie. And then we hugged and cried into each other's arms. Oh my God, you guys are great. This is awesome. All right. No, because I love my girlfriend, I do dumb shit for her all the time. Like, I'll go on a diet she goes on. Like, how many people here have heard of the diet Whole30?
Yes.
Okay. I love the sound. It sounds like Vietnam vets. Remembering the bagels they had to leave behind. No, if you guys don't know, the diet Whole30 is for 30 days. You can't have any wheat, grain, sugar, dairy, beans, legumes, alcohol. So for 30 days, all you can have is spaghetti squash and your self-loathing. So I remember being on this diet, and I was like at a bus station. I couldn't get anything healthy enough for this diet. So I was like, fuck it, McDonald's chicken nuggets it is. So I get the chicken nuggets and I get the sweet and sour sauce because it's the best one by far. And I remember sitting on the bus and this white lady is staring me down. And I'm like, what the fuck is her problem? And that's when I realized after 30 days on this diet, I had a look on my face like I was having an orgasm. Like, I feel like this should be like McDonald's new slogan, eat healthy, you'll be back. And I remember one of the things on this diet too is you couldn't drink. You can't drink alcohol. So the thing I would always get is I would get cranberries and sodas. That's like the one thing you're able to drink on the diet. And I remember I was doing a gig in New Hampshire, and it was not going well. I was doing all these jokes. I was like, hey, you guys know racism's still a thing? And they're like, oh, we know. Okay, you guys know. And so I'm talking to the bartender afterwards, and the bartender's chatting me up. He's being really nice because I think he saw things didn't go well. And I remember I get a cranberry and soda, and he's like, oh my God, that's what I drink too. I've been sober for 2 years. How long have you been in the program for? And I was like, oh no. So I had to explain to this guy, I was like, no, I'm on this diet. Can't have any weed or grain or sugar. And the guy looks me up and down, and I instantly can tell he's thinking, wow, I did not know a 6'6" black man could be a basic bitch. All right, guys, thanks a lot. I'm Kwasi.